One more time, baby, at the hood. Y'all see the crew? We in here, baby. We in here live, man. This was happening today. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right, you already know. Blessing. It's always the best to be above the ground than what under the ground, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime you find yourself at that, you find yourself at a disadvantage. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to talk about a few things today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into some stuff. We have a guest in the house with us today who is going to share with us a little bit about Black health. Black health. We know that's an important subject when it comes to us as a people, because we know, especially Black men, we know we don't take care of ourselves the way we should. We don't see the doctor the way we should, all of that stuff. So we're going to have our guest go ahead and introduce herself and tell us a little bit about who she is, and then share with us a little bit about Black health.
My name is Mary Thomas, actually. And, I've been a nurse for 34 years, and I became a nurse back in white cat out of the kind of nurse you don't see now. You want to dress like that now, you kind of think she's insane. But I don't know if anybody had any questions about health, anything going on, but main thing I want to do is anyone, remember your rights as a patient. Search your rights as a patient. You don't have to accept nobody's opinion, nobody's diagnosis. You search your rights as a patient. I've always been a patient. I do under pills a day, but you have the right as a patient.
To what to ask, like what you taking,
what you're taking,
why are you giving it to me?
What you're giving me, and what side effects would it cause? They may take a second to slow down and answer those questions, but that's sometimes needed more than we know. It helps us to slow down and come back and make sure this is the medication for you. I had some issues right off the bat. I mean, as I was in the hospital myself, and the medication came in that wasn't mine, and I just asked her, what are you even find out blood pressure around 98 or 40. And if I took that blood pressure pill, I would probably been in intensive care.
Okay. Tell us a little something about Black health. Some of the struggles that we have people with health disparities, particularly like high blood pressure, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease. Tell us a little something about and where we sit as a group of people when it comes to those health disparities.
It's kind of a lot of lack of I wouldn't say lack of education, lack of knowledge. Some people don't want to know about the illness. And Google is some good now. You can Google, but you got to kind of watch it, because sometimes it can go one side. And get appointments. And then they have some in some communities they have like low income, but that you can go and get health and get checkups. And I do encourage you to get checkups, get blood work, because all that stuff. We tend to forget about this temple. Like I'm planning to I'm 120. I know that sounds far-fetched. So that I will take care of it. And what's sad is I do have a patient that they're in 102, and they say, well, if I'd have known I was going to live this long, I would have took better care of myself.
Yeah.
So
tell us some of the things that as a Black man who grew up in a Black family in a Black community. There are traditional meals that I have or I've eaten as Black people. Tell us something about that. Is it that's causing us all these problems? I know it is, but if you could tell us, so you could share with some of our audience some of the things that they can do to kind of mitigate some of those health disparities.
Oh, that's fair. And that hit home with me because my mom passed away with cancer, and a lot of them have blood pressure. One thing in particular, diet is very important. My son he was in the military and he retired last year. He had high blood pressure, cholesterol, all this stuff going on.
Right.
A lot of it was in relation to how he was, because my mom with the best butter and she was saying the bacon, and it was good, and it is good. But some food like that, I'm gonna tell you, it's so rich. You can't eat it every day. I agree. You can't eat it every day, but you will have some side effects. But it just don't come out of your body as easy. If you have oil set on your head, or you can put it on this counter, and it turns to solid, you gotta watch it because it'll get solid right in your vessel. No, that's called cholesterol, and it needs to have.
Wow. So we start doing a lot of substitute. And I love pig tail.
Pork chop.
If we get spared, my son, he went he cut out all meat. And all he don't have to take blood pressure medication anymore. It even changes, but he started working out.
Yeah.
That's a part. Working out. Yeah. And he likes us, and he stopped. When I met him, he was on high blood pressure medication, all kind of glucose medication, and cholesterol. When me separated, he wasn't on any of it, but it was the way I cooked, but it's still good. It's the taste that you want. It's not, and there's some good fats out there. There's healthy fats that you can.
That's what's up.
I need to find out what that is.
I know it sounds like
What about peanut oil?
peanut oil. You don't fry something. You fry something, rapeseed oil. Those are the oils that when you do need some fat in your body to maintain too, but you want healthy fat. You know. And I know this is something more involved from what we used to.
Yeah.
But that's why a lot of us do stuff from now.
So can I ask you a question? It's in this area, in the area, and it's affected my family tremendously. It's increase in cancer. Do you think that's environment? Do you think that's possibly due to our diet? What do you think the increase in cancer in just this area is?
And a lot of where I'm from too. It's environment. It's a lot. Environmental, what we eat, pesticides.
Yes, the pesticides, everything they do now.
Yeah.
Cows, milk, anything.
To me, with everything that's going on, we got to, and I heard it around here a few weeks ago. Where is God? We got to. It's not like put my dog's challenge. You take my dog's challenge to Toyota and let them check my really, and none of us would. So that being said, God made these bodies, and very seldom we consult Him how to what do you need me to do with this body, Lord? Show me a better diet. Show me mentally how to. I mean, we talk to Him more than we. I mean, we got to really talk to Him, and He answers. We just don't. No, thank you. We're easy to. What you think about it?
Mm-hmm.
But we go to the manufacturer that make up this body.
Yeah.
And you have a relationship, and He'll show you how to take care of the body.
Absolutely. We definitely start working on our health as a people, as a country. We have to break a lot of these generational curses that are associated with our diets. Recipes that our great grandmothers passed down to our grandmothers, to our mothers, and now to us. But simply, this is simply because a lot of times we don't know how to moderate. You know, we eat and eat. Grandma said, "Boy, you better sit there and eat that food till you finish. You better clean that plate. But he got all that food. We got the food to waste." And so we were kind of trained in a particular way that we would consume all that is in front of us. And now that has come to harm us. It put us in a position where now we have the most health disparities of any ethnic group. Next health disparity any ethnic group in this country. So we do gotta watch that. We gotta maintain it. I think that's something we're gonna have to do a whole show on. Certainly thank you for your articulation of who you are, what you do, and that intersection about our health, about Black health, man. That's certainly something that we definitely gonna sit down and let's have a full table on that. We agree on that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. We want to come back, Ms. Mary. Ms. Mary, we want to have you come back, and we're gonna have some more people come to the table. Maybe get some more nurses and come to the table, have a full talk about Black health, man. Because that's something we gotta, and it's it's mandatory. I think it's mandatory that we talk about it, man. What's that? And it's time to our economics too, man.
It could.
It's the hood thing,
Yeah,
man. So we want to say, man. So shit,
Yeah.
our health fucked up. So hey, man, we need to tighten up, man. Get y'all some part of your way. Walk in, exercise, it don't matter. Get it together, man. Just tighten up.
You
man.
got to.
You stand for some healthy food.
You got to.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to introduce ourselves real quick, man, as we come in. I see one of my partners online. Look at it, Mr. Nick Johnson Jones. Look at it. Hey, what time my papa ain't grind? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, y'all know who I am, man. I'm Robert Jones, man. I'm coming at you live from Talk Back Table, man. Talk Back at the Hood Table, so all of us combined and just share our love with y'all.
Y'all already know what it is. I'm love. You feel me?
I'm Pastor Tim Brown. Y'all know I've been here a couple of times, so I'm like family now. And Pastor of Sanctuary Vision. And
Yeah, I know what it is. Your boy Will, aka Slim. We back at it. Good to talk back.
I ain't even gotta do the words. You already know what I am. Man, tighten up, bro.
All right. It's on you. Say, Nick.
I mean, I don't know which title I need to, you know what I mean? But either way it go, isn't it, Costa Jones, whether it's doctor, mayor, pastor, you know what I mean? Community leader. Moose, what happened to Moose? Hey. Look at Moose.
When you on the hood, you gotta say what you want to say.
Hey, Nick, man, you know that what it is. It gonna always be. It don't matter how God elevate it gonna be. This is what it's gonna be.
That's what's up. Hey, man, we're going to jump into some stuff, man, real quick, man. We got a lot of homicides around here in Coca-Cola. You don't know. I know you keep up with everything that's happening around here, man, as well as we keep up with what's going on with you and all your successes and accomplishments, man. What Coca-Cola we got rough, man. They're killing like, like it's okay. Like it's all right, like we transition to to New York City or somewhere, and it's gunplay all day, and it's crazy, man. And we just had a recent homicide, man, and we really want to talk about it because it's in the neighborhood that's not far from where we are right now, man. And it ain't been just one homicide here. It's been more than one homicide, and it's been all types of drug activity and violence and all of that, man. And we're going to get into that. We're going to share some statistics and all of that. We're going to talk about black on black violence. We're going to talk about black on white violence and white on black violence and police violence. All of that stuff, man, that's impacting us as one of the smallest populations in this country, more so than any ethnic group in this country. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, man.
R.I.P. to little brothers, man.
Absolutely. R.I.P. Absolutely. Listen, I want to read a few statistics before we jump into this stuff, man, and just everybody chime in. So it says, and I pulled a journal article, man. It says that black homicide rates are 7 to 8 times those of white. So blacks have a rate of poverty only 4 to 5 times that of whites. It says today homicide is the leading cause of death among young black men. Is that psychotic? How that makes sense? It says now homicide is the leading cause of death of young black men. Listen to it. In about 80 to 90% of the cases, the black victim was killed by another black, and about 52% of the murder victims were acquainted with the assailant, meaning they get killed by somebody they know. This ain't make this, man.
What was that age group?
It ain't the age group yet. We're gonna get into that, man, and show what the age group is and how that's impactful as far as us as a culture moving forward, because we're talking about young people.
Right.
If you want to really categorize young people from 13, I say from 13 to 35, man. But if you're a youthful offender, Florida states a youthful offender from 16 to 25.
Right.
So if you want to say that, but it impacts us culturally. It impacts us generationally, because when you start to kill off young people, you start to commit what we call genocide, especially if that young person does not have a seed left here in this place we call earth, in this thing we call life. So now you have killed that particular generation, and by no other name is it called except for genocide. So let's talk about what's happening in this world.
Shit, they going through it. You know what I'm saying? It's a black cloud, whatever kind of cloud you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? It's just the population, the youth population is very light. You know what I'm saying? From bad influence, being influenced at an early age to the music or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think you can do as a parent that a black person or white person or whatever, it's still try to coach and encourage your child to do better, no matter the storm you're going through or whatever, but have they be dealing to it like that.
Name the technology.
Yeah, man, that music. Y'all feel that music, man.
Like, what the kids doing on Instagram, YouTube, and all that shit, man? They can say they can be watching cartoon, so when you turn your back, they'll game. Got this whole bullshit on. They when you turn your head, they'll back on cartoon. They smart, man.
Yeah, but
So
you can do that. When I hey, my mom, they mom, when I was what was going on in my household, you feel me? It went all that boo boo boo, that boo boo. What can I keep up? And you didn't turn it on. Now what I needed to do when I left my mom out the damn store, you know, they can control that. But while I was in the house, I had to ignore by it, and they monitored me. They just didn't give me no laptop and you can't tell me to go sit in the corner, you know what I'm saying? So I can Google whatever, you know what I'm saying? They gonna monitor what I'm doing. So as a whole, man, we gotta monitor what's going on with our kids too. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And then at the same time, man, we gotta hold these people accountable, man. I got 2 partners, 2 young brothers, man. I knew personally that got killed in the same exact house. Black James, may he rest in peace. Lil Faith, may he rest in peace. Hey man, they ain't done none of this stuff, man. I'm talking about if this was Seneca Highway, if this was the Bluffs, we talking about the Global Mall, what Chip Simmons and the chief police gonna do? I mean, I'm being honest. Man, they gonna shut this down, man. They ain't not gonna let this go on in their neighborhoods.
So who fault is that?
Hey, Jones. Hey, Jones.
So
Jones. This is what we were dealing with. I've been going away from there for 12 years, right? And the same thing I addressed before I left there with the sheriff and all of them was, number one, we'll come up with programs that will do what we call intervention once they're locked up. But we don't have any programs for prevention. We don't have any programs for transition. But we'll only, try to reach them once they committed the crime. And to the parents, we got these video games that these kids sit on for hours and learn how to become snipers in their own residence. And then when they get the iron in their hand, it's second nature for the headshot. You know what I'm saying? But that's coupled by the access to the drugs that they own, and you know what I'm saying. You got a combination of a bomb waiting to explode.
Right. If I could elaborate
Go
on
ahead.
what he's saying, I just recently had a conversation with my deacon at my church, and he's a retired police officer, and he took a class, and they say that scientists say that the part of the brain that reasons, that thinks things all the way through, is saying that children now are not developing that part of their brain until they get way up in their 20s. But the problem is if that truly is the case, they're not even thinking about the repercussions of what they're doing. They don't see they ain't even thinking the whole thing through. Like, I got a real gun with real bullets, and I'm going to shoot 3 innocent bystanders and go to prison for the rest of my life. They ain't even thinking about that after done and all with.
You know, I heard you, Nick, and I hear you, Tony. I'm thinking at the same time. We do understand our brains don't develop, males don't develop well until, you know, we get up in years, by 25, I think it's fully developed. I get that. I get that part. And I get science and all that. But where is common sense? Kids these days are far more advanced than we were. That's what I'm saying. They know if they people that free. They know. Ain't no. I'm just saying. They may not understand the consequences that are associated with what they do, but they know what they do. They know they kill.
But listen. I just left a nursing home and seen a parent whose son cursed her out, and she said, "When you see my son, pray for him." And I immediately told her, I said, "Ma'am, you spoiled your son." I say, "Your son grew up with no consequences." Well, how am I supposed? I say, because if he'd have had consequences at home, he'd have understood that there are consequences in real life. He don't have no consequences to not even know not to cross the line to curse you out as his mother.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a young man now. He don't even know not to cuss you out as his own mother. So he grew up. If there's no consequences in the house, ain't gonna be no consequences nowhere else. Not in the mindset.
Man.
Yeah. So you say I get the consequences part when they don't understand the consequences, and but what we want to understand is, do they know what they're doing? Even if they don't know what the consequences, they had consequences. Who do they know what they're doing?
Around the age of like 9 and 10, like where they really like got a kind of grasp of understanding of life and shit. It was already seeing other people around them do shit and go to jail for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were seeing that. You know what I'm saying? They were watching TV, you know, understanding that the police were taking the bad guys to jail, but they did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So they knew they did something wrong. They would be going to jail too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, you got that mind frame not fully thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, like they at the age, you got to get to an age where you fully can have the 100% to thoroughly think something through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like at the age they had, you know what I'm saying, they thinking, but they ain't thoroughly thinking it through. You know what I'm saying? They just going and stop right there. Some block that shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't seeing that it's consequences on the other side waiting on them.
Yeah. Ain't enough ass with them. Ain't enough ass with That kid tell my mama that she don't want to He tell me how to discipline my kid, brother.
So we got a lot of issues going on here. You got Nick say that you got ain't enough news here. Talk to the sheriff about, not just, catching the kids, being imputed intervention, but prevention. Something that happened. That if I can't use the language, that ass with it, that they should have gotten, that's a preventative measure. A lot of people don't realize that. That's a preventative measure. Jail is an intervention method. That's going to get your attention. You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to listen right now. You're going to listen to the CO. You're going to do everything the CO says. You have to make sure. But what can we do before we get to this place, man? Like y'all said, hey, let me just say, man, two of his partners got killed right here. I heard Will say the other day, it might be more than that. It might be more than 2 people that got killed around here in the same place. What to prevent that? What can be done to stop this? These are our neighborhoods, man.
Grow up in this hood, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
I would like to say a lot of it too, as parents, we tend to not want our children to go through what we went through. We want them to have better than we had and not have to face some of the things and weak trials and the life that we had and including the beatings. Whoopings, beatings. Because I feel like I know some of the whoopings I wasn't mine, but some of them I needed. And when you can discipline a child and love, you know that you love them, regardless of how bad they are. So a lot of children ain't grown-ups. They feel love anymore. They feel like I can do what I want to do. Nobody love me. I remember my son one time. He was like 12 years old. He's 34 now, and he said, first of all, he didn't want to play high school. He didn't want to go to school. I would beat him every day to get him to go to school. And he thought because I didn't have money to send him to college that was going to lead him to go to school. And then not only that, he started acting out. And I took him about prison. You can go to jail. And he said, well, I want to go to prison because it's fun. And they have fun. But see, he was looking at videos.
Yeah, he did rap. Yeah.
You know,
but he
and they told him the truth about it, and it changed him. He didn't want to go that far anymore. He began actually graduated from high school, and everything. But it takes you. Somebody take out the time to talk to them, like out here that you're doing with the youth, and get in their minds, see where their minds are. Some of them, they scared to share their mind because they think they're going to judge them or beat them or something.
So let's slide this back to the way we was going really quick. I'm gonna read another article for you from the Washington Post. Police shot and killed at least 1,055 people nationwide last year. That was 2020. And the most since the newspaper began tracking fatal shootings by officers in 2015. That is more than 1,021 shootings in 2020 and 999 in 2019. So black people, who account for 13% of the U.S. population, accounted for 27% of those fatally shot. Now, we understand that. Is it the same as them not doing anything about volatile areas where black people are being killed? Does it look the same?
Police kill them. That's how we double
Police are killing. Now, this article says police killed 27% of black people in the year 2022. 27%. Is it the same thing when they allow volatile areas in our community to go unscathed and people consistently get killed, black people in those areas? Does that look the same? Is that still police killing black people?
That's right. They do. That's the
question. Is it still police killing black people?
It's not killing.
I don't know. I'm asking. Is that a question?
So what I do is if we call and say, hey, we got a situation over here, usually they're gonna take so long to get there till it's more or less we come to clean up the mess after y'all got done doing what y'all want to do. Instead of coming in and trying to use the situation. And if they should come and the situation's still going on, they don't even approach the situation the same way. They come in aggressive, guns out, and ready to shoot. Now,
You say that too loud, bro.
I mean, it's the truth. How many times have you been pulled over as a black man and I came to the door with the gun already last week in hand? You understand what I'm saying? They don't pull every Caucasian brother, a Caucasian man over with the gun already out, his gun hand already on his gun when he walked to the car. I remember when they used to pull me over and I would always have my hand, one hand out the door on the window where he could see this hand and the other hand on the steering wheel. Because I already knew he was coming with attitude.
You already know. Wow.
You know, what you doing?
It's sad that you gotta when these motherfuckers pull you over, boy, you gotta pull your camera out, man. It's just
All right.
Man,
safe, man.
last week,
That shit's sad, bro.
that shit, they pulled us over for a headlight, right? So I'm trying, okay, you pull me over for a headlight. Why do you gotta bring your dogs? You put them in my car, make me get out the car, you know what I'm saying? You don't smell no weed, no nothing.
Right.
So I'm thinking, routine traffic stops, I'm supposed to get what, a cheat, and I'm supposed to go on my business, right? Nah, man, this happened last week, Scamming County. Elm Street, Emma Lloyd. Pulls over, female driving. Mr. Mac, nah, you ain't gotta see my license, bro. You stopped her, she driving. Man, it's four W's with a K9. You come to my side. They don't go to her side, they come to my side.
Wow.
You feel me? Like, why? Where is coming from? You feel me? Oh, no, move your hand. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got my hands up, bro. But why though? I mean, why
Why
they
so much aggression?
why toward a young black man?
Now, well, how does that make you feel?
Oh man,
Now we old enough to
I really was traumatized.
Exactly.
I was traumatized. Man. I mean, my mind was like, man, I got killed.
Exactly.
He called me.
They could
Yes,
have
sir.
opened the
He
car.
called me.
I had one more saying, I'm like, man, I was traumatized. I was just going back to jail for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, could have been dead.
We got a brother here, Nick. Nick, you're in government, right? You've been working in government for quite some time. And what you the mayor down there? Where you at, Nick? Can you hear me?
Yes, it's delayed.
So when Nick worked in government, and I think he's worked with a lot of government officials, is that just is that how it is? That's how it's going, or I mean, he's a black man in government who probably deal with city officials, law enforcement, and all of that stuff, man. So it doesn't look different for them. Is it a priority when you move into government and see, because we into this voting stuff too, ladies and gentlemen? I got to transition and sit here. It doesn't look different for them. Do they say, well, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about the sheriff department, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about the police department because I'm trying to get votes, and yeah, I know this stuff going on. I know this should be happening over here. I know they should have more police stuff. But then you turn on the other corner and say, black folks got police there on their hood. I get that part too, but why do we pay police?
What are we paying them for? Right.
So do our politicians turn in a different way?
Look, you said that the other day. I watched the show and you was explaining, and you were saying something about how if we're gonna vote for somebody, vote for somebody that care about your interests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't just need you to pick the potholes in my neighborhood. It's way more important things than that hole that we all know is there. We turn and we go around it anyway. You know, we don't need just smoke speed bumps.
We don't.
You know, we need some real life-changing decisions made on that level that's going to set us up for something in the future.
Yeah.
You know, that's positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of us don't know, but a lot of people send their kids off to school because they don't like the community. So they don't want their kids even going to school. Or they go to a private school.
Yeah.
They send them to a private school because they don't like the public school, the way it's set up. There's a whole lot of different things that can happen and be changed by politicians. You made a mention, do we even know what they're capable of doing?
Yeah.
Even if the police still put in front of those neighborhoods, this shit still ain't safe.
Still ain't.
It still ain't safe.
So how do we make it safe? How do we change that? Like this where the brother just got killed.
Word of mouth, man. We
How
need
you
we need more than us to hear us, bro. We need to hear everybody.
People from the top have to come out, man.
Word of mouth,
See,
man. We see just every week I'm saying we need y'all to do this and that, bro. Ain't nothing
Well, and the thing that can be done, the sheriff or whoever else is in charge would have city a meeting with that community. Like, if this whatever neighborhood that's in Montclair, Mayfair, where it's located, they send out flyers and send out stuff and say, hey, we're gonna have a meeting on Friday, and we want every resident of this community that can to attend, and the sheriff have a conversation with them and say, listen, this house is on your block. What you want us to do? And
Now,
they say,
sheriff's gonna say, I've done that and none of them came out.
And but you know what?
So what do we do from there?
We're gonna be like scared to come out because of retaliation. You know what I'm saying? Because like they might be scared over all the spices or whatever. Like, because this community, that's how it's doing.
Yeah.
So like people saying that people get high, they do crazy things, they breaking into people's houses. So so the police they try to say they feel for their lives.
the police came.
Yeah, why you saying you're a police officer? You sworn to duty, bro. You took their job.
Why, like, okay, y'all pick up the phone, answer our call, hear our cry, just
Yeah.
do nothing.
Nothing, man. I ain't just do nothing.
One time in this whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many situations you gotta keep going on? You ain't really gotta jump to the neighborhood and ask the neighbors and all that shit.
Yeah.
You already know what shit. Man, you already
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's right. We, as the standards in our line of work, we gonna take it upon ourselves, put some more lights out here, put some cameras out here, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that'll be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. How many people gotta? How many of our people gotta get killed? But just think, I'm gonna tell you something here. Sister Soldier, man, a long time ago, President Clinton. She said, "Now you see everything how I'm along. What you gonna do when they start killing people? You feel me? That's when they start doing it. When them crimes, say the murders being committed in their neighborhood, on their Caucasians, on their teenagers, on their children, what they gonna do then? You feel me? Just say if we go away and go to kill, you put no white boy out there, cause what? How they gonna do something? I'm just saying, man, they gotta tear us down, man. You let two white boys back.
But the truth of the matter is, I found some other statistics. It says 80.7% of the murders, white people were committed by white people. So you don't find that often. We're killing a lot of white people. You know what I'm saying? So we still left by ourselves. How do we resolve this in our community, man? If we're not getting the police to come out and help us, they're not going to shut these places down, knowing that they've already been homicides and it is a volatile area. How do we change that? Also, how do we hold our politicians accountable for what they are not doing? Because this is bigger than just us in the neighborhood, them telling us, oh yeah, y'all gotta get on the phone, you gotta call, you gotta tell, you gotta police on there. It's a little bigger than that. It's all of us. It's us who live in the neighborhoods, it's the police too, and it's these politicians that we got sitting in these seats who govern these particular districts, man. We gotta hold them accountable. No doubt. At some point in time, you gotta say, hey man, y'all know what's going on, right? We as citizens, we don't have a lot of power. We can call, but I heard somebody already say at the hood table that, hey man, it take them an hour to get there. Then when they get there, they don't do nothing. How does this make sense? You want us to help you. You want us to make phone calls. You want us to see something, say something. But then when we call and say something, we don't get the results that we think we should get. And then the politician, that takes it off of his plate. He say, oh, the police out there, they think that. Well, where you at? Where you in the community? I mean, we're voting for these people every cycle. We put the same people back in the office, and these people ain't doing jack for us. So what we have to do, what can we do? What we can do is we can kind of rally these people and say, hey man, listen, we gotta change the guard. We gotta move people out and move people. Hey man, we gave you this opportunity to do what you've been doing. You ain't did nothing to impact our community or change our community. So we're gonna have to move you out. We're gonna move somebody else in. And at least that gives me the hope that I might get something else done. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but I know what I got you.
No,
They get nothing.
See, this thing is right. So what we do, like, do something for the kids, like they do in Cantonment and stuff like that. They come and shut us down. But you got to go do that over there somewhere else. What they party with them all, so they shut us down. We have each thing they police doing all this too much, man. It's just bad, man. We can't get ahead of them.
I hear Monica Coon say, why don't they input curfew? Why don't they put in curfew? Do y'all think curfews work?
I mean, you know, brother, you understand that, you know, something like some kid will get tired of going to school now about that bullshit curfew or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if we got to take them repeatedly going to jail, juvenile, or
Well, they start like when parents come.
yeah, no, whatever. Some, it's like some
Hey. Hey, Jones. Listen, I watched the broadcast yesterday of Dr. Marshall, Dr. Wesley, and the other brother Aaron. And when they were saluting you at the end, you know, Marshall gave you kudos for your work out there in the highways and hedges. While, you know what I'm saying, basically the preference for him, I can say that's what he spoke of, was the poor people. But this is my thing. Each and every one of us from various sectors know family members, know of people who are related to certain family members. And if we got to put our titles down and pick up a towel and begin to go talk to family members and navigate our way through till we can get a one-on-one conversation with some of these individuals that we hear, excuse me, that we hear their name ringing in some of this environment, then that's what we got to be willing to do. And I commend the brothers who have rallied around you at the hood table because they willing to do it. But you know, back when we were doing it, everybody began to fall upon us. You know what I'm saying? And since then, I think it has gotten worse and worse and worse because don't nobody want to put their title down and pick up a towel and get out there in the trenches. And you don't have to put yourself in harm's way, but you know somebody who's related to somebody that, hey, set up a one-on-one conversation with me and such and such and such. And try to reach them.
For certain. That makes sense. I think all of us could do that. I mean, in our neighborhood, we know a lot of people. Just in our neighborhood, we know people who are doing things and people who are moving around. Man. Just like our pastors may be related to people or, as Nick said, or connected to somebody who knows something going on. It's going to take all of us. We got to. If we don't face the same thing, we can say, yeah, man. He ain't coming out there doing what they supposed to do. They got this neighborhood over here. It's jacked up. That house was shut down. They should have something done. It's the kind of mission. They should have been doing something, man. They should have meetings. They meet that boundary law. They meet on here in this neighborhood. Or is it the black neighborhood? Black people, y'all got to, what is it, man? Why we can't just, say, okay, let's dissolve it, man. Let's get on one page. Let's have a meeting. Let's talk to all the brothers who are out here doing something. Brothers and sisters all the time. They doing events. They got hundreds of people that these events. And I mean, you can see young brothers and sisters. I mean, where is the focus? Is it focused on just a little small area, or is it focused on the city holistically? Brother, me, when I was in my cell, I moved around the whole city, bro. I went just in one place. That means I was able to touch anybody in any spot. That's how stuff is. And that's how brothers move. It ain't you think you just relegate to your neighborhood, bro? Or you think you just in this group and it's okay? No, it's brothers and sisters moving around this city, man, and they can touch anywhere at any time. We don't really know, where these people coming from. They come from the east side, west side, north, and south, and be in your neighborhood and do something foul in there. But he good at it in your neighborhood, he's okay. But you see with that little pistol every day, moving around.
But when they go back to the politicians, and I'm on the other side of that desk. The people that are voted in, they are responsible to be the conduit between the people who voted for them and those who are in a position of authority. And it's their responsibility because those on the commission, whether it's the county, whether it's the city, okay, they have the mayors, they have the city commissioners, and those people, the county commissioners, they have authority over them. They are the ones that have the authority to demand change in the community that they represent when it comes to making change or tightening up, per se, and you're talking about enforcing the laws and things of that nature. They're the ones, so the people got to hold them accountable, to hold the other ones accountable who in the position of authority. And if they don't oblige, again, like you say, it take the vote to get them out of there. If you scared or you going along to get along, then it take the vote to bring about that change.
You said something.
No, definitely. Cause shit, if we the voice, you know what I'm saying? But they the voice of us.
Yeah.
So they, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need them to speak. We need them to speak for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just like speak, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter him, they heard him on something.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they can hear you and understand, you know what I'm saying?
But Musa, you got to put that file on them though. You know what I'm saying? As a taxpaying citizen, you got to put that file on them and tell them, hey, you ain't in here to just rub elbows and go out to eat.
They gonna hear us all the way.
True.
We got to have signs and shit go up in front of people and let them know that we need their help too, man. We got marks and shit that get all here or something, bro. Goddamn, we here every week, man. We tired and coming to people, I show doing this and all. It's fucked up out here, man. This point is fucked up out here. Our community fucked up. Preachers fucked up. Everybody fucked up. Come on, man. We need all come together, man. And do it, man. I'm gonna say what the fuck I'm gonna say, man. For real, this shit don't got serious, man. Straight up, man. This shit is sad, man. All this killing, black on black crime shit, man. This shit is sad, bro. This shit needs to stop, man. Straight up, man.
Hey, I feel you, brother. I feel you. Listen, I was up there when it first started. My oldest son, bro. My oldest son right now doing 25 mandatory minimum. He was caught up in that. You know what I mean? I know what it is. I ain't talking at nobody. You know what I'm saying? I got to shoot him kites right now, cause he behind the bricks. So I understand, but I'm saying y'all doing what y'all doing. It's just gonna take more of y'all's to do it. That's all. I commend y'all for what y'all doing. It's just gonna take more of y'all to do it.
A lot more. For sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Nene. Thank you, Nene, for that input. And how do we multiply this thing? How do we duplicate what, not just what we're doing, but bringing others on board and feel the pain that you just heard come out of his voice? That's pain he's speaking from. He ain't just cussing just for the sake of using profanity.
Right.
He mad. For real. I'm mad.
Yes.
Thank you for saying what I couldn't say. But yeah, it's real. It's real in the hood. And I'm sick of going to funerals. I'm sick of doing funerals.
T-shirt.
You know what I mean?
Man, I got a call.
Ariel, you got a t-shirt with dead folks on it. This is ridiculous. And then now here's what I want to say. We done touched on this, but it has to be continuously said. The parents have to step up.
Then we check.
Ain't no way no 15-year-old should be able to get his hands on an AK-47, bro.
Crazy.
Where you get the money from? To buy one. Dude, I look at on the street, they $300, $400, $500.
Yeah.
On the street. You go buy one from the gun shop, it's gonna be probably more than that. I'm just saying. The stuff that's coming that we're experiencing is not it's not something we can't fix. It's just gonna take everybody making up their mind to get on the court and fix it.
We are, man. We certainly have to, man. Let's look at a solution. What can be our solution? Let's reach out to some of these other brothers who we see on Facebook who throw all these big parties, who have their hand on particular groups of people, man. Let's see if we can bring some of these leaders together. Young leaders out here that are not, maybe not politicians and all that. We got to include the church. The church, listen to me, man. I still feel the church is the mecca of the black community. Because the church has an opportunity to touch more black people in a single day than we touch our way. The church, it's holistically all around this country. Every black church all around this country is touching more black people in one day than we touch mostly in a lifetime. Listen to what I'm saying. There are mega churches now. There are churches we have that opportunity. So we gotta include pastors, man. We gotta make the preachers come out of their four walls. You know, I've talked about some of the preachers, man. We gotta get the rest on board as well, man. Gotta get some of these young leaders out here. So we call y'all man. Y'all heard he coming at you, man. We call like one time. That's why we doing this right here. That's why we at the hood table now. And we trying to call all you brothers out there, you putting on these shows, and you got hundreds of people coming to these shows, man. I want us to come together, sit down, let's have a conversation, man, and talk about redirecting some of that energy, man. If you can pull that many people to some of your shows and all of these things, and there's a lot of brothers around here doing a lot of big things, man. And a lot of DJs around here doing a lot of big things, man. I want to know if we can all sit down and see if we can galvanize that talent, man, and move our community.
Even just a commitment to when you do it, plant a seed. You know, you got 100, you got 500 people here. Why you can't spend 1 or 2 minutes just speaking on vote and speaking on against the violence?
All that.
And, you know, if all the DJs in town, let me just use it like that. If all the DJs in town say, "Hey man, I'm committed to coming against this type of violence," right? And so that every one of my shows, I'm gonna speak on it. But
let's work collectively, man.
Right.
Because one thing about us, it's so often they have visualized us or seen us in a place where we're always separate. A lot of them are doing that.
Right.
A lot of them are doing that. But the people that I deal with don't know they're doing that. Maybe the people that you deal with don't know they're doing that. That's why I said let's try to do this collectively. So everybody knows, hey man, all of them are on the same team. All of them, I ain't saying there's no one leader or none of that stuff, man. Just let's all work together, man, in unison so that we can have a greater impact. Because individually, man, we're gonna have a big impact. We're gonna have an impact, but not a big impact. But collectively, it changes the landscape. Then we power back. Then the politicians have to come to us and kick us. Then the police have to listen to us and not look at us. You know what I'm saying? They have to start doing something. They have to start moving because then we control the power. You know, we vote for a sheriff. Y'all do know that, right? You know, we vote for these people who are in these district seats and ECUA and school board. We vote for these people, man, as well as we vote for a president. We vote for these people who are sitting in the Senate seats and who are representatives for us, who are in this area, who don't do nothing for us. We got a representative and a senator who don't. I have not seen them do anything that was impactful for the black community since they've been in the seat. But yet we allow them in the seat. But yet we're doing all this stuff around town, and all of us are separated and segregated that we're not making a big enough impact. So they don't care. I don't care what you're doing that. I don't care. But if we were doing it collectively, man, if we were bringing that 7,000, 8,000, 2,000 people, because all of us are working together to do this, not no big guy and little, all of us working together to do this, man, then we have a point.
I like to say, I was sitting here thinking to myself, when I was in that environment and when I moved back, what I'm hearing, what's going on, because we know a lot of the crime is based on drugs, different things in the community, or just, people wanting something that don't belong to them. I was trying to think, now when I was in the community, how would I want somebody to come in and talk to me? Or did I even know that at that moment? I wanted to do what I wanted to do at that moment and didn't care about nothing. I just wanted to make some money and make things happen for me. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to think, if we think back when we were in that position, how would you want to come to you and put you out of it? To me, the only thing that put me out of it was somebody introduced me to Christ. Somebody introduced me to God. And that changed my whole mindset. Well, I mean, to the point I was nursing school, to the point I didn't wear my hat back no more, to the point I didn't want to leave. I mean, that's what changed my. It didn't just change my mind; it changed my heart. Yeah. And they came to me. They came to me.
I've been saying church, you gotta go to the people, man.
Right. That's what we gotta do. You gotta bring it collective. Yeah, some of us, and that's why I talk about the guys and the ladies, the DJs, the guys who put on these shows. Gotta have it. You can't have these. You gotta have preachers as well as the sisters out there, because everybody ain't in church. Everybody ain't there's some people listen to that dude who's giving them tables. You know what I'm saying? Listen to that dude putting these shows, tennis ball, and all these. And people listen to these people. That's just the God of truth. So we have to have all of them at the table. If they're not there, we're not going to have a great impact. That's what we want, a big impact. A lot of us impacting in our return. Impact. You know what I'm saying? We move with it. Oh, we impact on this thing. But look how many we impact when we come together. Instead of having views, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 views, 800 views. We done had some 1,000 views. People looking. So you see the impact when we come together. And that's what we got to do. We're going to keep calling. Lucy, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep saying what we're saying. Because we got to get people to come and sit down. And we got to do this, man. We got to. Calling all the preachers. We had preachers come over. We calling all the preachers. Sit down. Calling all you entrepreneurs and all you politicians and all you DJs. And, hey, man, listen, this stuff matters. We got in the black community, we got some of the most important political seats that are up for election this year. A lot of us don't even know.
Can you explain to the audience how important your local vote is? Because a lot of people don't think about that. And I was way grown and been voting for a long time. I really never thought anything about voting on the local level. Yeah. All I concentrated on was who the president was. He really I didn't know until I was way grown that he taking nothing over there on my block. You know what I'm saying? He can't do nothing without Congress letting him do something. Right? So here's one of the things that I really want every person to know in my life to know. Your most effective vote is going to come on the local level. The thing that you will see impact your everyday life is going to come with your voting on the local level. Your local politicians are the ones that you're going to see have some impact on your day, on your day-to-day basis. Those are the people you need to be focusing on. Those are the people you really need to be listening to and see what they're talking about. Right, find out what you in, find out who voted for that district, and then find out what he's talking about. Because if all he talking about is speed bumps on your street and fix the potholes, you do without that. That ain't gonna work. We need more than that.
Man, we gotta change something. We gotta change something. Let's get some last round one time, man. You know, what's on your mind? Let's do this last round. What's on your mind?
I would like to say what brought me here is the last I so young. I saw these two men right here, and I heard they cry. But you just said, I heard the cuss words, but I was past it because I heard that pain, like to understand that you have, and that would make me want to be a part of it. I mean, I don't even live in Pensacola. I work here, and I work with some ladies who, when they come to work, I can feel that they've been hurt. I mean, to the point of I would share it just a moment. It was a young lady came in cutting up, all carrying on disrespecting me as a supervisor. And I wanted to just come home. And the Lord told me, pray with her. I prayed with her before she was disrespecting me in front of everybody. Before I prayed, I said, what do I say? He said, I want you to just pray. I need you to bless her. And he told me a large amount to bless this young lady with. So when she came back in, I had to end up praying with this lady. The Lord told me to. And then I was there giving her some money. Every time out, the very first I prayed, the Lord put on my heart what was going on with her. This young lady cried. She was put out. And mom put her out. She didn't have any money. She barely able to work. But she came with that pain, and she was just planning in a way of being angry. And she could have lost her job. But see, the Lord put on my heart to pray with her. And she having her up, her fire, and when she's returning home, worse than what she was with no job. So that's it. If we be in tune with the Lord, our Creator, the manufacturer of this body and this mind, He assures us where we can be affected one by one, and that can affect a community one by one.
I agree.
I think one of the greatest challenges that's being faced with our people is we have lost our value.
We work toward a solution from like your personal, first of all, your personal issues, get that together, and then you can be of help to someone else. A lot of things that we're going through, like you said, personally, it's hard. It's hard to look at somebody else's problem and help them when you're going through too. You know, so reach out and get you first. Reach out and get you first, and then you can help someone else. That's the whole key. Don't think just because you got yours that you don't need to reach back. So if you already made it through a situation, reach back to somebody. If you're going through something, look out and reach out for some help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. You know, I try to get done as possible. Skin at the chest side, man. You know, even when it's that side, it's a storm, man.
Right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, check out the weather and keep your head up.
Yeah. So what's up?
You already know how I feel about this shit. I ain't even gonna who don't need. I did do it. I did all that. And I love where I am. I hate that move back then. If I would do back then, God was today, oh, man, I would be there. This is serious, man. Time away from nobody, man. So we need to just get together, man. We need voices, man. We need to be heard, man. We need all this good. We need these people back, man. Straight up, man. Y'all know how I do, man. On the little table, man. Talk back. Beautiful woman. We just doing what we do.
Man, I'm picking piggyback on Moose, man, but like right now, my heart is saddened. You feel me? Because like me, man, we gotta come together, man. We gotta have some action. You feel me? As one, like right now, we gotta come together as one, man. Me personally, man, like I said, I've been through the storm, bro. You feel me? I say, Mama, if God bring you to it, you'll see you through it. You feel me? And I just wanted to say, I get so tired of people judging me by my past. Don't judge me from yesterday, 2021. Man, bro, you feel me? Oh, you can't tell me, man, what you did. It don't matter what I did. You want to go through that, I went through, brother. I got 3 strikes. I've been saying that 3 times. You know, if I can, like I say, if I can make a brother benefit from my mistakes, man, just listen, bro. Y'all just quit being so hard-headed, man. And I'm calling out all volunteers now, so everybody, man. You feel me? I'm tired of that, man. When we gonna do something? I'm like, pause the plan, man. They say, I want action. That's what it's about, bro.
Yeah, Nick, you got the last word on this last round. The next
I say again, man, you know what I mean? I commend you guys for, you know what I'm saying, putting your hands to the plow, willing to be in the trenches. You know, our biggest challenge is to get our people to understand their value. I think we've lost, you know what I'm saying, the understanding of how valuable we are. You know, we've lost our identity. You know what I mean? And sadly, many won't. But as many as y'all can grab to lock arms with you to do it, it's gonna take many more. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all already doing the work. You on here weekly, you know, sacrificing your time to make it happen. You know, and I already know, you know what I'm saying, from many of our backgrounds from whence we came. So we done had them shoes, we done took them off, we done changed them. So you know what I'm saying. But there's some others out there. They just got to be willing to do it. But continue, guys. You know what I'm saying. If you could just say 1 or 2. You know, that's 1 or 2 less, because when we talking about homicide, I always label it as a 2-for-1 special. The one who doing the killing finna get life or the chair, and the one who's the victim is dead. So that's 2 people gone off 1 incident.
Absolutely, man. Hey, man, I can only echo what these brothers and sisters have said tonight, man. I really want us to find a place that we can resolve a lot of the issues in our own community, and we can start holding those accountable who we should hold accountable, from the politicians to the pastors to the police. We got to do it. And we can only do that, man, if we come together collectively, man. This ain't about, you know, me being the leader. This ain't about you being the leader. This ain't about who got the most people following them or who don't. This is about our community. And if you care about our community. So I'm calling not only, you know, brothers and sisters from the hood who ain't, you know, doing a lot, but they still have a voice. I'm calling brothers and sisters out there who spinning in turntables, who DJing, who in spots where they got access to hundreds of young people. I'm talking to the brothers and sisters who putting on these shows throughout the city where they having mad success. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking to, man, because you have an audience. And if we come together, we bring all of those audiences together, we got a big impact. And that's what we got to do, man. We got to do this. If we don't do it, what does the future look like for our children and their children and their children? Man. We got to hold these people accountable. We got to get this voting stuff. We got to get this stuff resolved in our community where it's too much killing. We got to deal with all of this stuff. So we're gonna get ready to get out of here. We have a guest in our studio tonight, and we're gonna close out with prayer tonight. We're gonna have a young lady to pray, or you want to pray, Pastor Tony? Go ahead.
Father, we just thank you, Lord, for this opportunity, God, to come in your presence, Father. Father, everything that's been shared here is good table, and everywhere, everyone who's viewing, Father, you see the hearts, you see the mind, Father, you see everything that's going on. So, Father, we just thank you, Lord, for being who you are. You are our creator, and you love us. You love us more than we know. And Father, show yourself great to us once again, Father. Father, we tend to forget who you are, God. Father, you're a great God. You love us. You have the best interest in heart, Father. Give all these men around this table, God. Everyone, Father, who's involved with them, give them a mind and a heart and in favor, God, to do what they need to do for the community, God. And Father, we ask God, go into the communities, God. Touch the mothers and the children, God. Touch the pastors, God. Everyone who's representing you, God. Put them in their rightful place, Father. So that we all know who you are, God. And we love you, Father. We love you. In Jesus' name we love you. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, we're gonna see y'all next week. Say Nick. Much love, baby.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, man.
I see y'all next week. Hey, Moosey, I left you my number in